Hare Krishna, this is Navneet and I welcome to Vyasa Astro channel, and today we have none other than Dr. Arjun Pai, my Nakshatra Guru, and he needs no introduction. Dr. Pai, Bhyo Nama, and welcome to my channel. What we have today from you, sir?
Thank you, Navneet ji. I definitely wouldn't call myself a guru, not even a nakshatra guru. I don't even know anything about nakshatras, to say the least. I'm just a student. So anyway, but today we will discuss a little bit about the background of Shivratri, and we might have so many videos already there on MAHA Shivratri.
Yes, sir.
So let us go and look at what Shivratri is, and we can have this discussion of saying,
yes, sir.
About who is Shiva.
Yes.
And first of all, we need to know, who is Shiva, and we also then need to know what is Shivratri.
Yes.
Let's look at what myths and legends are there around Shivratri. Let's also look at some astrological significance of this as well.
Yes.
And then we will look at the spiritual significance of Mahashivratri and what rituals can be performed on this Mahashivratri day.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Yes, sir.
So, so with Shivratri, every year around this time,
yes,
we celebrate what is called as Mahashivratri.
Yes, sir.
So every month there is a Shivratri.
Yes.
But amongst the 12 or 13, sometimes that might be 13 Shivratris that can come in a year.
Yes.
It is 12 because we are based on lunar. So let us say if every amongst this 12 or 13 Shivratris, there is one Shivratri which is said to be Mahashivratri.
Yes. Yes.
Now, when we look at Shiva, first the question is, who is Shiva?
Yes.
There are various depictions of him, of saying that he is a Adi Yogi, is the first primordial yogi.
Yes.
He's also called as Adi Nata.
Yes.
In the Jain traditions.
Yes.
Or he's also called as Adishwara, the first Jinnah as per the Jain Tirthankaras.
Yes.
He's also called as Yugadi Deva. Yugadi means the first Deva of this Yuga.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And he's also called as Prathama Rajeshwara, or the first God King.
Yes. Yes.
So there is so many different names, and you go into either the Buddhist traditions, Sanatana Dharma, or in Jainism.
Yes.
So he is considered to be the first in the Jain Tirthankaras, is called as Rishabhanath.
Yes. Yes.
Rishabh, which means the bull.
Yes.
Or Rishabhadeva also is called. He is also called as Shiv Shankar, Shambho.
Yes.
Now, every time I'm using this word he,
yeah,
is Shiva really he, or is he she?
He's both.
He's genderless. I'm saying he, but Shiva is genderless.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Shiva is the supreme unmanifested, genderless.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So he's neither male, he's neither female.
Wow. Yes.
So what we are conceiving of him, I'm again bringing the word him, so please pardon me, because we are saying Shiva is a gender, we are giving a gender, but Shiva is, as the beautiful shloka, if you see from Adi Shankaracharya.
Yes, sir.
Called Nirvana Shatakam.
Yes.
So I'm just going to give a snippet, a sonnet from Nirvana Shatakam, which is so beautiful.
Yes.
Where Adi Shankaracharya is trying to give us the description of Shiva. He says, Na punyam, na papam, na saukyam, na dhukkam, na mantro, na tirtam, na veda, na yagnaha, aham bhojanam naiva bhojam na bhokta chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham chidananda rupa shivoham
Shivoham, Shivoham,
shivananda rupa shivoham shivoham.
Shivoham. Yeah, that's
What is
beautiful.
this? The meaning is, I am not attached to any righteous or sin.
Yes,
I neither have pleasure nor sorrow.
yes,
I have no need for any mantras.
yes,
I have no need for any pilgrimages.
yes,
I have no need for any sacred scriptures.
yes,
She's talking about Vedas.
yes,
Nor will I perform any sacred rituals. I am neither the subject nor the object,
yeah,
nor the doer. I am fortunate, joyful, the supreme being, and the emblem of truth, knowledge, and eternal bliss. I
wow,
am the self spiritual joy of pure consciousness, which is Shiva.
yes,
Shivoham.
very nice, sir. And sir, in one of my research about Shiva, what I researched was like we have Sapat Rishis, right? And in the Sapat Rishis also, uh, you know, one has to have gurus of the rishis as well, right? So what happened was that there is a Savrupa of Shiva called Dakshina Murti Shiva. Okay. So Dakshina Murti Shiva is the Shiva where it's considered as the god of all the all the rishis, or the guru of all the rishis, and the Savrupa is called the Dakshina Murti Savrupa, right? And what I'm trying to do here is I'll just trying to share a picture here
Hmm.
of the Dakshina Murti Shiva, so that we all can see how this Dakshinamurti Shiva looks like. And all the Sapat Rishis are, you see, he said this is the picture of Dakshinamurti Shiva. So you see all the Sapat Rishis are sitting around, and this is the first guru of
Hmm.
this Brahmanda, right?
Yeah.
Like we have Sapat Rishis, so Sapat Rishi should have a guru, if they have
Yeah.
a guru. So I mean, Vishnu ji is not a guru. Okay,
Yeah.
so Vishnu, so the first guru for all the Sapatrishi is the Dakshinamurti Shiva, right?
That's true.
And when we preach Dakshinamurti Shiva, what happens is, suppose you're not able to find a guru for yourself. You're always,
Hmm.
searching, oh, can I get a guru for myself one day and my life will start from there? You just have to just pray to Dakshinamurti Shiva. Om Dakshinamurti Shivaya Namaha. That's the mantra you do, right? And if you do it for 1.25 lakhs, sawa lakh bar only, right?
Mhm.
You will come in contact with your guru,
Wow.
right? So
Yeah.
this is the guru of all the gurus, called the Dakshinamurti Shiva.
That's true. Mhm.
Yes, sir. So this is what I think, my definition of Shiva. The most auspicious energy in this universe is Shiva, sir.
Yes. Absolutely. And Dakshina Murti, that's a good point that you brought about Dakshina Murti.
Yes.
Dakshina means what?
The south?
South.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So he is facing towards the south.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
He is one of the only deities he's facing towards the south. Usually deities are facing towards east, north, but
Yes.
he is the only deity who's facing towards the south. That's why he's sitting towards the south, because he's
Yes.
sitting in his abode, which is Mount Kailash, and he's
Yes.
looking towards the south direction.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
And sir, from Mount Kailash, I got one another thing is that once
Right.
he's sitting on the Mount Kailash, he's meditating. Okay.
Correct.
And he's meditating in the Adra nakshatra. Okay.
Hmm.
Adra is a nakshatra that Shiva belongs to, and the meditation, right? And when he opens the eyes, the universe is created with the destruction. Now, the Adra Nakshatra, the meditation has to be in the 12th house in a chart, right? So that means he is meditating in the 12th house. Okay.
Right.
So if he is meditating in the 12th house, the another observation that I have researched is the Lagna of the Shiva is again the Karka Lagna, as of the same Lagna as of Shri Ram.
Yes, beautiful. That's very, very beautiful that you're mentioning, this point. And just to add to what you showed about, because we have come to Dakshina Murthy.
Yes, sir.
In the picture, you will see there is a dwarf. If you can bring that picture up.
Sure, sir. Yes, sir. You can see the screen, sir.
Yeah. So you can see here there is a dwarf, Asura, who is at his feet.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is ignorance. It's darkness. So darkness is at his feet. And here you can see there are only 4 rishis. Amongst all the rishis, there are 4 rishis. The 4 rishis, just like Guru Dattatreya, which has 4 dogs, here it is shown by 4 rishis. The 4 rishis are the 4 Vedas that we have. Rig,
Yajur, Sam, Atharv.
Exactly. So, and he is that form of a guru, this form of Shiva, Dakshina Murthy, where he teaches without even opening his mouth. He teaches in silence.
Wow.
Many things are taught in silence. Just by sitting in his presence is enough for you to download, tremendous sort of information. Yes. So holding the book and the fire is the intellect. The book is the source of, information and knowledge. But by sitting in his presence, these rishis are experiencing a transcendence, a transformation that is happening. Is all that knowledge is turned into wisdom and is coming and they're absorbing and they are becoming the Vedas themselves.
Yes.
So in front of this form of Shiva, ignorance is at his feet, darkness is at his feet.
Yes, sir. And sir, then another thing, if you see, sir, that this is the only Savrupa of Shiva where he's wearing ornaments.
Right.
And when you preach Dakshina Murthy, because since it is looking at the south, as you said, which is the wealth. Okay.
Yes.
So this is something where is a guru that can also give you a lot of wealth, because this is the only form of Shiva wearing the gold ornaments.
Ornaments. Very beautiful. Very, very, excellent.
Yes. Sir.
So that's a very good point we brought about Dakshina Murthy. Now, let us also understand the manifestation of Shiva.
Yes.
As I said, he's an unmanifested.
Yes.
Shiva is not a gender. Shiva is a state.
Yes.
It is a state that we are aspiring to reach, and it is the state we do not exist as being a separate being.
Yes.
It's just a consciousness.
Yes.
And as we know, the formula, the equation, E is equal to mc square, right?
Yes.
This is Einstein's formula.
Yes, sir.
But this has been already given in our Vedas.
Yes.
That energy and consciousness.
Yes.
Energy is what we say is Shakti.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
It's Prakriti.
Yes.
Is energy.
Yes.
And Purusha.
Yes.
Is the consciousness, the supreme consciousness, which is unmanifested, is Shiva.
Yes.
The manifested is Shakti.
Yes.
So, on the Shivratri, what we see is the union of what is the unmanifested trying to manifest in itself, or creating a union with the manifested, is what is the MAHA. Now, let me explain that.
Yeah.
The sun, we can see the sun.
Yes.
But how do you know the presence of the sun? We know the presence of the sun because of the light, because of the heat, because of the warmth.
Yes.
The sun rays that touches us and which we feel the healing, the warmth, the light, that is the Shakti.
Yes.
The feminine.
Yes. Yes.
The unmanifested thing, that is the sun, which is at a distance, that itself is Shiva.
Yes. Yes.
So the realization of the existence of the sun is Shakti, and the sun itself is Shiva, which is
Shiva.
The actual, the original source is Shiva.
Yes.
But what is Shiva without Shakti?
Nothing. Shav.
He is a Shav.
Yes.
That is why Kal, which is time, Kali, stands perpendicular, and she is putting her feet on the Shava. And when the Shava is putting her feet, that is giving the eye to it, Shiva.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's corpse.
Yes.
That's the space.
Yes.
The space is abundant and it's void.
Yes.
But Kali, the Shakti, is coming and standing perpendicular. So she's time, and he is the infinite space of consciousness.
Yes.
But he's completed and he's been given life force because of Shakti.
Yes. Yes. Fantastic.
So this is what I want to say: the supreme being who creates this as the union of the feminine and the masculine, as we say in our understanding, but it is Ardhanareshwara, which means the complete form of Shiva is both Shakti and the unmanifested and the manifested. And that supreme being is known as Paramashiva in the Shiva symbol.
Exactly. And I can relate to this is in a way that, as you mentioned, and you gave the example of Surya, but I have read in couple of shastras where they said that Surya is Shiva itself, right? And then the Shakti is the Chandra, right? Now what is happening is, even we people we are not completely male or female, any human being, see, it is just that, what I have learned from my gurus as well is that all the males are created on the template of Surya, and all the females are created on the template of Chandra. Okay, so suppose you have a Mesha Lagna, or you have a Gemini Lagna, whatever Lagna you have. Prior to getting that Lagna, right, your first Lagna has to be Surya Lagna, because if you are a male, okay, and if you are a female, the first Lagna has to be the Chandra Lagna, the Chandra, the Cancer, and the Leo, right? Now what happens is, it is just in males the Surya element is dominating, and in the females the Chandra element is dominating. The only difference between the domination of Surya and Chandra is that Surya does not allow, right, the other nakshatras and taras to show their presence. It is only the Chandra that will allow and give that nourishment, and that, okay, Jupiter, you want to come, you are a Tara Graha, come, you can shine with me, right? But Surya will not allow, right? So the manifested Shakti is the Chandra, which you can see and feel, and Surya is something which is unmanifested, and that Shakti of the Surya will not allow any Brahman to showcase themselves in his presence.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah,
so that is how the Shiv Shakti is working, sir.
Excellent. Yes, that is why this whole play of Shiv and Shakti, which is also the play between sun and the moon, and the phases of the moon, are a beautiful, testimony to this whole thing that you're trying to describe. It's a play. It's a Leela, like Radha and Krishna Leela. It is a Leela that is being played out.
Absolutely, sir. And that is how the 28 days of the menstruation circle is associated with the Chandra, right? And the male element is associated from Sakranti to Sakranti, 30 days.
Yes. Beautiful. Yes. Very true. And that is why, what I wanted to say is, this manifested form of Shiva which came.
Yes.
There is a story behind that.
Okay. Yes, sir.
The story is there in Shiv Mahapurana also.
Yes.
The story is about Brahma and Vishnu. You might have already heard about this story,
Yes.
where they have a debate or an argument saying who
Yeah.
is greater amongst them.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And they are having a debate saying somebody is saying I am greater, Vishnu
Yeah.
is saying I am greater. So that is when Narada Rishi, who is a Dev Rishi Narad,
Yeah.
he comes there and he says, why are you guys fighting over it? Let us go to Shiva and let us find an
Yeah.
answer from him.
Yeah.
He's called as Mahadev.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go to him. So they go to Shiva and Shiva says, oh, that is easy. Let us do this.
Yeah.
Okay, let us have this competition. So he immediately converts himself into a fire block or a pillar.
Yes. Yes.
And he starts expanding.
Yes.
And now he says, the person who's going to find the beginning and the person who's going to find the end of this
is a winner.
As a winner.
Yeah.
So Vishnu and Brahma immediately take up the challenge. Brahma immediately takes the form of a swan.
Yes.
And he moves northwards, trying to say, I will find the end of this pillar of fire.
Yes.
And Vishnu takes the avatar of Varaha, like a wild boar. He goes digging down. He says, let me find the beginning.
Yes.
Both go in opposite direction.
Yes.
Remember, this is about the whole thing. Brahma going northwards, which is
and Vishnu. Yeah.
Vishnu going
south.
To the south.
Yes.
Towards the Nadir.
Yes. Yes.
The story goes that they keep traveling for many generations and yugas and thousands of years, and they're still not able to find either the beginning nor the end. Of this.
Yes.
But some way they come back together again, and Vishnu actually comes saying that I was not able to find the beginning of this pillar. Brahma, have you found the end of this pillar? And Brahma says, yes, I found the end, and he lied.
Yeah.
Now, when he lies, Shiva says, how can we be sure that you have found the end? And he says, look, there was a Ketaki flower, and that will stand as testimony. So the Ketaki flower lies again because Brahma convinces the Ketaki flower, and then Shiva manifests from this pillar and he curses Brahma, saying you worship because you are lying. And Ketaki flower will never be
worshipped. Yes.
Not be used in any form of worship.
Yes.
Okay. So that is the story. And that is the time when he created his manifested form and he gives that as a Shivratri. And that is the day is MAHA is one of the stories of one of the many legends which talks about the MAHA what is the importance. So from being the unmanifested
to
and as it's called, to becoming the manifested form for pujan, for attaching something, we are saying this is the fertility god. He created himself as a fertility god. That's why he's called as Panchamurti, where he's as Panchamurti means he is said to be Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Maheshwara, and Sadashiva.
Yes.
Which is creation, Brahma, preservation, Vishnu, destruction, which is Rudra, Maheshwara is illusion, and the grace of doing all of these 5 manifestations is Sadashiva. And that is exactly the Paramashiva's 5 faces which emanated, which we call as the Pancha Brahmas, the 5 creators of the 5 realities, which we see that as the 5 different names of Shiva is Sadhyojata, Aghora, Vamadeva, Tatpurusha, and Ishana.
Yes. Yes.
So since then he has been worshipped as a Mukhalingam, as a Shiva Lingam with 5 faces.
Yes. Yes. And I always used to think that when we keep the Shivratri fast, how your unmanifested desires manifest. And this is today I've realized, in past in 10 minutes, that how Shiva from unmanifested form to a manifested form on this day makes the devotees to get their, unmanifested, unfulfilled desires to be the manifested one. Wow, this is fantastic. This is absolutely, yeah.
So Navneet ji, this is the beauty of his one shloka. I would say it's called as Namaskar mantra, which is
Yes.
the most powerful mantra. Where if you recite that and listen to it, you will start transforming instantly and getting the unmanifested part of your life to towards the manifest.
Manifestation. Yes.
The mantra is Om Namo Hiranya Bahave Hiranya Varnaya Hiranya Rupaya Ambika Patayam Umapataye Pashupataye
Namaha,
Namo Namaha.
Namaha. Very nice.
Ishana Sarva Vidhyanam Ishwara Sarva Bhutanam Brahmadipati Brahmanodipati Brahma Shivo me astu sada Shivoham Tatpurushaya Vidmahe Vakvishuddhaya Dhimahi Tanno Shiva Prachodayat Mahadevaya Vidmahe Rudramurtaye Dhimahi Tanno Shiva Prachodayat Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha Om Shanti
Shanti,
Shanti.
Shanti. Fantastic, sir. Very nice.
This is his entire mantra that you recite or listen to. It's called the Namaskar mantra of Shiva. You will realize his importance and the manifested form of him, which came as Mahadeva. And all the different names, I said Tripurantakari. Who destroyed the 3 cities.
Yes.
He's also called as Kalagni Rudra.
Yes.
Kalagni Rudra is the main deity, who is the supreme deity who resides over all Rudrakshas.
Yes.
Now let's quickly come to understanding the astrological secrets behind Shivratri.
Yes, sir.
So we are celebrating Shivratri. Let us say where the sun, we talked about the sun being the unmanifested.
Yes.
So which Rashi is the sun transiting when the Shivratri is celebrated every year? Mahashivratri. I'm not saying Shivratri. Mahashivratri.
It in Aquarius, sir. Yes, sir.
Aquarius, we know that is the sign of Rudra himself.
Yes, yes, yes. And it is in the Dhanishta Nakshatra that day.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is Dhanishta Nakshatra, and it is his Damaru also. Dhanishta is connected to his Damaru.
Yes, yes, yes.
All the sounds were created from the Damaru.
Yes.
All sound vibrations that we see, which have come in our language, is created by the Damaru. Grammar was created by the Damaru.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Aquarius, as we say, is ruled by Shani and Rahu. Both are great devotees of Shiva.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So that is why Aquarius is also called to be the power of the manifested Shiva is sitting in Aquarius. That is why we say Kumbha.
Yes.
Kumbha.
Yes.
And there is a secret behind the Kumbha. And that Kumbha, which is at the pot which has all the nectar, there is a secret that we have to know that 11-degree longitude from the equator is a very strong axis across the world where we would see a lot of Shiva temples.
Yes, yes.
Whether it was worshipped in some times, because 11 is the number of Ekadasha Rudras, the 11 forms of Rudras.
Okay, okay.
So exactly at 11 degrees, in India, there is a town called as Kumbakonam.
Okay. Okay.
Kumbakonam is a place in Tamil Nadu where there are all the Navagraha temples, we say.
Yes.
And every Navagraha temple has a Shiva inside.
Yes.
And that Navagraha temple is where people go, like we have Surya Nar Koil, there is Pingalur, for different. So they are all placed in Kumbakonam. Konam means what? It is
An
Konam
angle.
means
At
angle.
At an angle. Yeah.
Angle.
Yeah.
Now, what are the angles from Aquarius? Kumbha, Konam. So, what are the angles from the? Do you know what are the angles? Tell me the rashis, which are which are angles from Aquarius.
No.
Angles from Aquarius is
okay.
see,
The trikonas.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. The 3, 7, 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3, 7,
So,
and 11. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am talking about the konas. I'm talking about, if you see from Aquarius being the thing, Kona and Kendras. Kona means the 5th house, Gemini.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And Libra.
Yes.
And Aquarius. These are the trine, the three
Yes.
konas.
Yeah.
Now, 11 degree is one thing from the equator where the centrifugal force is very, very, very high.
Wow. Okay.
So what happens is, because the earth is tilted
Yes.
by 23.5 degrees.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? During the MAHA day, if you're sitting at 11 degrees, you are completely aligned
Exactly.
with the
Yes.
Yeah, you're sitting perpendicular.
Yes.
On the
Got it.
earth.
Yes.
Because of the angle.
Yes.
So it should have been, if it was straight, it should have been, the middle point would have been somewhere we feel at the equator. But because of the tilt, the axis is moving towards 11 degrees.
Yes.
So if you sit at a place where there is a temple, Shiva temple at 11 degrees, and you meditate on the MAHA day, you will get the konam, which means, that's why we say Kumbh Melas happen at certain places. So this alignment is happening on that day at this 11-degree latitude from the equator.
Wow. So, sir, I've also read somewhere that Shiva is also standing on the Soma Mandala, and his lotus feet are in the Aquarius in the 11th house. So that means it is exactly straight, and his lotus feet are right ahead of us, so that we can meditate. Wow.
That is why one of his, which is falling in Aquarius, is Aja Ekapada, which is
Yes.
Purva Bhadrapada, at 1 feet.
One leg, 1 feet, and it is in the 11th in the Aquarius. Amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the other secret of this is, of MAHA is exactly 180 days, not exactly, roughly,
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
180 days from there is when we celebrate Krishna Janmashtami, around
Yes.
180.
Yes.
So if you say 180 days, that means the sun has gone 180 degrees, which is exactly right opposite to where it is.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That would be in Leo.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That will be in Leo. Krishna Janmashtami celebrated when sun is in Leo.
Yes.
And MAHA is celebrated when sun is in Aquarius.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now you understand the logic.
Yes.
Krishna's entire lineage, their Kul Devata or their Kul Guru is nobody but Shiva himself.
Shiva.
Somanatha.
Yes. Yes.
Somanatha was their Kul Devata.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Just before we started recording, you said something about, if I have the permission, about Rudraksh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And you mentioned that, you can probably tell me, because
Yeah,
no,
that's, you can tell that, sir. I mean, it is like the Rudraksha fruits, they come up, on the trees when the sun is transiting the Leo.
Okay.
Yes.
And what did you say after that to me? You said the Rudrakshas are first after to the Vaishnavas.
Yes. Yes.
When sun is, see, the significance is the actual seed. MAHA is the seed of the Rudraksh. And the full manifestation of the Rudraksh fruit blossoming, as you said, which I didn't know,
yes,
is when sun is moving into
Leo. In the
Leo.
Singer. Yes.
In Singer. That is when Krishna Janmashtami is celebrated.
Wow.
Now look at the similarities. Maha Shivratri, Ratri, which means it is in the Nishat Kal that we start worshipping Shiva. And Krishna Janmashtami is also at the midnight we start celebrating.
Yes. Yes.
Do you see? They are from, they're like Chandra Vamshi Krishna, who is from the lunar dynasty. Shiva also giving the blessings to Somanatha, because he becomes Somanatha because he reversed the curse of his father-in-law, God.
Yes. Yes.
So they have a strong connection, and Rudraksha actually finding its full fruit when sun is going through Leo is saying that we need the blessings of Krishna. So that's why it's given to the Vaishnavas to maintain that tree and the fruits.
Wow. And another thing from here, I've just was able to, connect the dots was, Ratri, sir, whenever we talk about the night element of the hora, we are always talking about the future. And whenever we're talking about the day part of the hora, we are talking about the past. Like, for an example, if you call a 2-year-old person, 2-year-old child, you call him 2-year-old. So a child cannot be old at 2 years, right? Right. So what is old in it? Old is nothing but Saturn. Because Saturn is the karka of the longevity. That is why your age is defined as old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 3 months old. So 3 months of Saturn. Right. Beautiful. And whenever you say 6 months of Saturn or 3 years of Saturn is 3 years old. All right. Now, when you call off a day, you say, oh, it is already 5 o'clock, already 5 o'clock. Right. So the day is in the past. Okay. Whenever you talk about Surya, the day it is past. When you talk about the Ratri, so suppose you're talking to me right now, say, I'll get up 5 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. So when we talk about night, we are talking of the tomorrow. Right. So that is why Ratri is the thing when the unmanifested past can be manifested.
Beautiful. Yes.
That is why these are celebrated as Ratris. The actual manifestations.
So exactly. That's why we look at the actual manifestations and we celebrate the 9 nights of Shakti, Navaratri.
Yes.
Okay. So Ratri, as we said, we said sun is transiting when Mahashivratri is happening in Aquarius, which is the Mula Trikona, the head office of Saturn. And we said whenever Krishna Janmashtami is celebrated, sun is transiting in Leo, roughly, we are saying. So that is the Mula Trikona of the sun.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
So do you see this connection? So there is another importance to the celebrations which come during the night. Okay, because the most important muhurta that comes, the most auspicious muhurta that comes, there are 2 auspicious muhurtas that come before the sunrise.
Yes.
Now, one auspicious muhurta which is aligned with the 27th, 26th muhurta of the day. There are 30 muhurtas. Each muhurta is 48 minutes.
48 minutes, So
30 muhurtas are there. So the 26th muhurta of the day is called as Amrita Muhurta.
Yes.
It is also given another name called Jiva Muhurta.
Yes.
This is a specific portion or phase of the day which was used in the ancient Vedic times, that if you start getting up and doing prayers in this muhurta, you are achieving Amrita, which means immortality, Jiva, of life.
Yes.
Now, that doesn't mean that you are achieving immortality, but it is the time when Shiva also gave the Maha Mrityunjay mantra to
Shukracharya. Yes.
Shukracharya, which is the immortal period when he gave the mantra, or the divination was given to him out of the 30th part of the day on the 26th part. So this whole night, when we sit in vigil, there is a story behind it. Why do we sit the whole night and we do kirtan?
Yeah.
So I'll come to the story, which is a legend from Shiva Mahapurana, and other Puranas also talk about it.
Yeah.
This is the association with the Samudra Manthan.
Yes.
When the Samudra Manthan started, which is the churning of the ocean of milk that started, Navneet ji,
Yes. Yes, sir.
that is when the first thing which came out was the halahal, which is the
Yes. Yes.
one of the most deadliest poisons that you can think of.
Yes.
Now, when this poison came, this potent poison which came, the gods, the demigods, and the demons or the asuras were completely terrified. They were terrified and they didn't know what to do. Everybody ran to Lord Shiva and they conveyed their concern to Lord Shiva.
Yes.
Now, what did Lord Shiva do? He's gladly smiling. He came down. He took all the poison and he drank it. But immediately it said that Parvati got so afraid that he's going to drink, so she held it.
Yeah.
So it was here in his throat that became so blue that it is called he was called as Neelakanta, the blue-throated god.
Yes.
Now, immediately when that happened, he was feeling so much of discomfort because it was one of the deadliest poisons.
Yeah.
So just that they can ease his pain, the gods and the asuras and everybody started in a celebratory mode. They started singing. Some devatas started dancing to keeping him, saying that we are so grateful to you, but we want to ease your thing. Please, take your mind off this pain that you're going.
Yes.
So the whole night, that night, they were in a celebratory mode, singing songs, dancing, and rejoicing for the great seva that Shiva did, or the great service that Shiva did for the humanity by drinking that poison.
Yes.
And in the morning, Shiva said, look, for you, I can drink anything, because when your devotees come to me and they pray to me, this pain is nothing in front of the devotees. And he blessed all of them. So that is the importance of this night, where on Amrita Muhurta, which typically comes around between 2 a.m. and 2:48 a.m. in the morning, if you are in a celebratory mode and you're sitting straight with your spine and doing Shiv Jap, then you will be able to please Shiva, and he will manifest the unmanifested desires in your life. That is the importance of Shivratri that you perform in the Amrita Muhurta.
Yes, sir. And to add to this, sir, like when the Sagar Manthan was happening, the first thing that came was halafal was it was an obstacle, right? So, and it is called the BHADHAK, right? So that is how Aquarius is a natural BHADHAK.
Yes.
Right. And to overcome the curse from your past life, BHADHAK is nothing but, it is a curse or anything that you've done in the past life, because of which you get either the Lord of the 11th or, the Aquarius, sitting, or you've got planets there. Like Shri Ram, if you look at, Shri Ram's Kundli, the natural BHADHAK Graha was Shukra. Okay. No, it was in fact, Shukra. It was the Taurus in the Taurus in the 11th, and the Shukra was exalted in the 9th house. Okay. And that means 9th house is coming from the father. Okay. And it was the father's curse. Okay, because of which Shri Ram had come, and then technically Ravan has no past life karmic settle with Shri Ram, to be very honest. Right. It was Dashrath's, is cursed to the Dashrath, because of which, Shri Ram has to come and Dashrath has to go. So the BHADHAK, being the female wife in the 9th house, because of the father, he is given the exile of 14 years, right? And actually Ravana has his problem with the Shiva.
Yes.
Because Shiva, he wanted Shiva to come and stay in the Lanka, because Ravana was the one who created entire Rig Veda into Chandas, right? And he wanted Shiva to come. That's entire Lankans and Asuras and Manushas will bow head. But then Shiva is like, you cannot win over Shiva. So he said, I'm not coming. right? And you have to be there. Because of that anger, his buddhi got brushed. Okay,
Correct.
that, and he knew that he will not be able to get the mukti or the moksha. So
Hmm.
to get the moksha, right, he followed this path to be, getting killed from the Rama.
Rama,
Okay,
because
that
that
was
would
his,
help moksha.
that will give him the moksha,
Yeah.
right? So Aquarius becomes the natural Badhak,
Correct.
in the Kal Purusha. And the only way to come out of this Badhak is to sing and dance in the Navratri night or the Shivratri night. That is the only way you can, come out of the curses of the Badhak Grahas in your chart.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Beautifully said.
And that is
So,
why before killing, Rama, Shri Ram at Rameshwaram made a Shivaling
correct.
so that his badhas can be removed.
And as per certain traditions, they also say that in that region there was no suitable priest to do that.
Yes.
And Ram invited Ravan himself to come, and Ravan came and he did the Shiv Puja for
Yes.
the, the at Rameshwaram, the lingam that was created.
Yes. And eventually they also called Rishi Agastya. Rishi
Okay,
Agastya was from the lineage of Pulastya Rishis, right? So
correct,
Agastya, Pulastya, and then who was Ravan? Ravan was from the lineage of Pulastyas.
correct, absolutely. His great, his grandfather was
Yes,
Pulasya.
yes, Pulastya himself.
Yeah. Vishravas was his father, and
Yes.
Vishrava's father was Pulasya Rishi.
And Pulastya
Yeah.
is from the lineage of Agastya. And that time the Agastya Rishi had given the Aditya Hridaya Stotram at that point of time there to Shri Ram.
Lord Ram to kill Ravana.
Yes.
Yeah. No, these are so beautiful legends that there are, and there is so much of astrological secrets that are hidden within this as well. And also, what we say that there are certain traditions which also consider the marriage of Shiva and Shakti also happened on Mahashivratri day.
Yes.
It's a love story between Shiva
Yes.
and Parvati after having lost his first wife, Sati.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He was in grief and he didn't want to ever marry again.
Yes.
And, Parvati, who's an incarnation of Sati, they say,
Yes.
had done so much of penance to beget him as the husband. And they say, this is the day when some traditions also believe that it is the day when the union or the unification,
Yes.
as I said, of the manifest and the unmanifest, which is Shiva, which is Purusha, and Shakti as the Prakriti, we can say, or Stri, they are coming together in celestial union. So these are some of the things that I've seen, legends that we have talked about. There's one more legend which has been given in some Puranas, which is about this hunter. I don't know whether you have heard of the story of this ruthless hunter. Have you heard this story?
No, sir. No, sir.
Now, there is a story saying that there was this ruthless hunter who went and he used to really kill all the animals for their meat and skin and everything. So one day he goes to the forest and he comes across a very hungry lion. The lion chases the hunter. The hunter runs away from him, and he sits on a tree. Okay, and the tree and the lion is waiting there, hungry, waiting for him. He has climbed the tree and is sitting there. And slowly, the day becomes night, and he's still waiting. The lion is not going from there. He's waiting there, and the whole night it is dark. He can't see whether the lion is there or no. So, in his anxious moments, to keep himself awake, because otherwise, if he falls, asleep in the tree and he falls down, he might be very. What he did, he started plucking the leaves and he started throwing the leaves from the tree.
Okay.
And when in the morning, he saw that Shiva has manifested in front of him. What he didn't realize is he was sitting on a bale tree that whole night. And it happened to be a Mahashivratri. Without his knowledge, he was plucking the bale leaves and he was throwing it down. and there was a shivling under the tree. Apparently, the bay leaves kept falling on the shivling the whole night. And
Wow.
Shiva was pleased. Shiva manifested himself and asked the ruthless hunter, for a boon. So this is the story of. So it says, if you do not know and you're still doing puja of Shiva without your knowledge, also Shiva is so impressed because it is Mahashivratri.
Yes. Yes.
So this hunter didn't know that he was throwing the leaves on, it was falling on the shivling the entire night, and it happened to be the night of Mahashivratri.
Wow.
It was one of the darkest nights because Mahashivratri is celebrated on Chaturdashi, the interim day between Triyadashi and Chaturdashi, which is going to a new moon.
Yes.
So it was one of the darkest nights that he was sitting there, and he had fear. In this fear, he kept throwing the leaves, and this is the story. Shiva also gets pleased by anybody who puts the bale leaves on the shivling on that night of Mahashiva.
No, fantastic, sir. And the fast is a very auspicious thing to keep that day. And my Guruji, Pandit Sanjay Rathji, he's explained a beautiful way of keeping the fast, and he's such a Shiva devotee. Is is one devotee that the way he speaks the Panchaksharis, when he is blessing us is absolutely phenomenal. So he's requested, and which I'll request to everyone here, is to take bath twice, morning and evening. And there are two ways of doing it. Either you can do nirjala without the water, or you can do it with the fruits and water also, if your health doesn't allow, because we are not in Satyuga, we have medical conditions here. So just take it easy, take bath twice, just keep your entire day with the mantras told by Dr. Pai here, right? And a very simple mantra is a Panchakshari, which is Namah Shivaya, that keep doing. And I bow my head on the on the lotus feet of Pandit Sanjay Rathji and Dr. Arjun Pai, that you people have blessed my channel and the entire set of audience here. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the people who have brought the revolution in Jyotish, and they are right here. Prabhuji, thank you so much, sir, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Navneet ji.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. And if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and share, so that if a small amount of blessing of Shiva can go to anywhere, it will reflect back to you, because he always reflects things. So till then, Hare Krishna.